I'm Rebecca.
And I'm Hunter, and this is
the Family Showdown! A black screen of mystery. Hello, welcome.
Someday look at those transition program updated. So
It's part of the excitement. It's like Easter eggs. What is going to pop up next?
You on your phone, apparently.
I don't know that. Hello, greetings and salutations. Welcome to a variety show. It is Tuesday night. Well, here. Maybe not there.
What?
You heard me.
All right, so we're going to start off tonight.
What are we doing?
With a very short, briefed, Pelican brief, recap of Board Game Geek Con 2022.
Brief?
We'll call it the Rebecca is Sick Con, because that's what it's been for the last decade.
Okay, you know, I'm cursed.
You are cursed.
I am cursed with getting sick in November. I'm not sure what it is about Dallas, Texas in November, but it hates me.
Yes. Yeah. So tradition held that Rebecca was...
I had strep.
She was pretty sick, and I was somewhat sick during the con. So...
You are sick. Oh, that's not what you meant.
Yeah. So, needless to say...
Oh, thanks, guys.
I'm
getting there.
We did not attend much of the convention.
Yeah, Hunter got to do way more than me, of course.
Not way more.
Well, that's true. You did kind of crash. You sickie. Yeah, like, well, and I don't get to go...
Pre-con crud. Pre-con crud.
Pre-peri and post or whatever, yeah. But, like, no, I normally don't get to go during the week. Obviously, duh, I'm in school. But Hunter took a little bit of time off and did that.
Yeah, so I went Wednesday and Thursday.
Crashed Friday.
Played some epic games and did the vendor hall.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about the vendor hall in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And then Friday, I slept in because I wasn't feeling good. And I thought, I'll just wait for Rebecca to get home. And then we'll go Friday night because she was planning on going Friday night. So that way we wouldn't have two cars there and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
it made sense.
So Rebecca got home from work and proceeded to go to bed.
That's the wild party life,
so
guys.
we didn't even go Friday.
No.
And we didn't even go Sunday.
No.
So Rebecca only went Saturday.
But I Saturdayed the tar out of it.
Not really.
For a sick person, I did great.
We arrived late and left early.
Well, for us.
So yeah, her con BG Con was probably 10 hours?
Yeah.
10 hours.
That's still, I mean, considering I didn't get to do anything during the week anyway, not too bad. I mean,
so I'm gonna go. We're gonna do our usual what games we played and rank them and all that stuff. So I won't go into detail on the games, but there's some things I want to talk about. First off, BGG Con is a ghost of its former self.
It is. That was strange. Very strange.
So, in 2019, pre-COVID, it was pushing 4,000 or 5,000 people. I want to say it was, and it was selling out in hours, if not minutes.
Yeah, because I remember you would sit at the keyboard getting ready to like hyper punch.
So it like almost instantly sold out. Pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Last year it was probably half its normal size. This year felt smaller than last year.
Well, and they said, I forgot to pull up the email thingy. They were talking about how many, I don't know, did you get the daily emails?
No, I wasn't looking.
They had, I may not find it in time, but they had some stuff about the attendance, like how many people had attended, and I swear the numbers to me, I was shocked at how...
It felt empty. It felt completely empty to me.
Yeah, because normally this is a really big convention. Like, this one is crowded usually, and it's one of those that if you're not a fan of a lot of crowds of people, I'd be like,
It's still that way.
Yeah.
It's still big.
It's still big, but it's not overwhelmingly so to me this time. Like, I wasn't, like, bumping into people in the vendor hall. And,
right.
Which is really weird for me.
The vendor hall...
Let's see if I can find it.
We'll talk about that in a second. But the boardrooms, the scheduled play areas were about a quarter full. Normally they're packed. Mm-hmm. The vendor hall is normally elbow to elbow, but you could jump into demos pretty easy. The few demos they had.
Yeah.
The main play area had empty tables, which almost is never that way.
That was weird.
Usually you're struggling,
especially on the weekend.
Usually you're struggling to find a place to sit down. Mm-hmm. There wasn't any problem finding places to sit. It may be just my impression, but it felt tiny compared to previous years. But here's my usual game plan that I do with BGG Con. So Wednesday I schedule epic games, big heavy games to play. That takes usually all day. Yeah. Thursday I usually spend like half the day in the vendor hall normally, going around to all the vendors, looking at new games, demoing stuff, talking to people, that sort of thing. I was done with the vendor hall in like an hour, and normally it takes me half a day or more. And I walked out with nothing. I bought nothing. There was nothing I wanted to buy. There was only a handful of big name publishers there. There was a smattering of smaller publishers. There was some really tiny local designers, and then there was some craft stuff. Normally there is like again, pre-COVID, there was 30, 40, 50 big name vendors there. Yeah. And now it
was kind of surprising. So this was as of day 2, so I'm sure the numbers swell during the weekend because they
don't do one-day tickets.
Oh wow, okay. Well, they're saying that on day 2 that 2,167 attendees had arrived.
Yeah,
that's on day 2,
and that's about what I figured. 2,000,
yeah, it was
2,000-ish.
I'm trying to see if they have numbers for the other. They're up to day 3 was up to 2,400. They said. I hadn't checked the other. Let me see if it has the final.
If they're not checked in by Friday night,
right? That's like
then they're done.
That's
I don't know how many people just show up just on Saturday and Sunday.
What are you talking about? I feel added.
You are added.
2,600. It looks like on day 4.
So about half.
Yeah, it's about half, guys. Size. That's so weird, right?
And it's a bigger venue, so it feels smaller. Mm-hmm. It just felt empty to me. Which is good and bad, I guess. You're not so crowded, not so much space, but the vendor hall is probably my biggest disappointment, and probably the biggest reason I went, because a few things about the vendor hall.
I love the vendor hall.
A lot of the vendors brought in their Essen releases to sell. Mm-hmm. There was usually a board game store there, like Miniature Market or something like that had brought over Essen copy of games from Essen that you could buy. Well, there was
somebody I thought that was doing something, wasn't there? Some German games?
There was very few Essen releases there.
Oh, okay.
It was really,
it
was disappointing. I mean, I can't express it.
The stuff that was there was cool though. I've got a few little blings.
Oh, give me a break.
I got some.
Yeah, she went to the crafty places.
I did. I had fun.
The ones I skipped right over when I was
Meeple socks. These are a necessary item, I think. Don't y'all think?
No.
Think? Yeah, I was surprised that some of the more local stuff. Now, Common Grounds was there, which was really cool.
Common Ground
it was good
Games
to see
was
them.
there.
They did a good job. They had a lot of games
Between
there.
Common Ground Games and Board Game Geek, they took up a quarter of the vendor hall.
They did really well. I was like, let's go, Common Ground.
But the big name publishers that were there that I can recall, Indie Boards was there, Bezier was there. All they had was Cat in the Box. That's it.
Yeah, that's
true.
They
had nothing else.
They just had the display.
They literally had a couple of tables to play Cat in the Box and a few copies of Cat in the Box. That was their entire place.
Yeah, they didn't have any.
Who else was there? Gray Fox Games was there. They were demoing the Ragnarok game.
They had a little ad for Last Light too, showing off Roy's game, which was
Ares was there with the
Lord of the Ring
card game.
Yep, they did have a big thing on that.
I'm trying to think of other big publishers that were there. That may be it.
Was AE
Action? What's the war game company?
Oh yeah, they were there. The war game company Action. Oh, I forget their name. You guys probably know.
The war game company was there. Who else? I'm struggling to name vendors when in the past there was like AEG and Ravensburger and all these companies were there in the past.
I brought my phone for a reason because I was like, I thought
the vendor hall was in size was maybe 100 by 100 feet. The vendor area. It was tiny. 100 by 100.
It was a lot smaller than it usually is. For me, it
was 4 rows.
It felt like spring does.
Usually
spring is very scaled back and mostly family, stuff and like that. And so it was interesting to see it that small during the fall.
Yeah, it was. I don't know if it's the fact that it's now squeezed between Essen and PAX Unplugged that it's causing it to shrink because they have to pick and choose what they want to do.
Maybe.
PAX
so
PAX is
right
massive.
now, right?
It's one of the biggest conventions in the country now.
Oh wow. Okay.
And Essen, of course, is the big one of the two biggest shows in the world. So
see, like Joker's talking about letter games, or is it letter or leader? I always say it wrong, probably. But I wonder why too. Is it stuff like that where people are talking about questioning cost and the benefit ratio, how exhausting it is doing the whole, like you said, there's back-to-back cons. If you do that, you're doing one and then BGG and then another and then
right,
and they're all scattered all over the place. You have to travel.
And to be honest,
that's hard.
BGG Con is more of a come and play games convention than a shopping style convention. So I don't know how much purchasing people were doing.
Man, but they used to have
But I used to buy.
We used to buy so much there. I seem like a lot of people were doing that. I thought.
So I don't
know. Okay, so I see cons. Yes, Genghis in particular. No, let's see. Somebody was talking about Unconscious Mind.
Yeah, it's a new game that's coming out.
Oh, okay.
That everyone's got all the buzz right now.
Oh, okay. I'm out of the loop at the moment, apparently.
Well, that's it. I mean, here's the thing. Taking all these factors into play. One, the vendor hall is tiny, and that's one of my big things I like to do. It's like my default. If I don't have anything to do, I go to the vendor hall and do a demo game or two.
Mm-hmm.
There was maybe 4 games besides small local publishers. 4 major games being demoed.
Yeah, which was surprisingly small. So few.
Anyway, so with the vendor hall being tiny, with Rebecca going on 5 years straight of being sick during BGG
so
Con.
Annoying.
That didn't include COVID. So this year,
no. This is like before I consistently get sick in November, right before Thanksgiving.
Two of the conventions she didn't even go.
Yeah, because I was deathly ill.
So all those things factored in, I may not go to Board Game Geek Con next year.
I will say though, we did have a couple pluses that were really nice. It was really fun because we got to go to our Family Plays Games show.
Okay, yeah.
Which was really cool because I always chit chat with them off and on Twitter and stuff and follow them. But if I watch a video, I'm usually on my phone and it's horrible to try to comment on that thing. So I never engage. So it was really cool to actually talk in person to people for a change. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, they did a great show.
It was so much fun. Yeah, they had a really fun show.
And Nikki and Lincoln from Game Night and another couple from Analog Games.
I think it's Analog Games. Yeah,
something like that.
But they were cool too. I want to check out their stuff now.
Those 6 did a top 10.
And also, crud, what's her face from BGG too? I love her hair. She always has the really awesome hair, and I can't think of.
Yeah, I know who you're talking
about. I'm terrible with names, you guys.
I am too.
But if you see Our Family Plays Games panel, it's really cool, and I love her because she plays a lot of heavier games too. Right. And so it's really fun to hear her talk about them.
She does the Board Game Geek podcast. Yes. Anyway, I'm horrible with names, but all those they did their top 10 games. It was 2022. Which was kind of interesting.
It was good.
It was fun, but I was literally falling asleep during it. Even though
you were definitely
because I was
not 100%.
I was not feeling good.
No, I didn't even realize it until then that you were still kind of because you never that's one of the few things that you would never.
Right. Oh yeah. When I'm shows like that, I'm usually engaged and yelling and commenting and clapping, and I was just trying to stay.
You were which was. Yeah, it was really weird.
Nothing on the show. The show was awesome.
Because the show was awesome.
But I
was having a good old time.
So when we were there, we were mostly holed up, sick in our sick little corner somewhere, hiding from the world because we weren't feeling good.
Yeah, I wore a mask the whole time just to be on the precautious side because I'm supposedly not contagious anymore, but I'm still sound disgusting.
So we we got in a game or two. I played some Epic games, and I think we played one or two games with other people, but other than that, we kind of just holed up because we weren't feeling good.
Yeah,
we were kind of going in slow motion.
And that's not what we usually want to go to a
No,
con
we usually
for.
go and
That's
play
not,
games with people and hang out and stuff. But
So it was like it was good to get out though. I will say, I mean, it was exhausting, but it was really good to get out. It was totally worth it. I think, just to see people and stuff. But dang. Yeah, see viruses. There you go.
yeah. Anyway,
Yep.
so that is kind of the recap. And I wish it was more exciting, more amazing. But I'll talk about the games we played.
The games now.
Here shortly, but the con itself.
Good stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, that was weird.
Because they used to do scavenger hunts, and they used to do all sorts of crazy.
All the side activities.
They used to do all kinds of little events and play to win games, and
it was one of those conventions where it was really hard. You could easily overdo it trying to get everything in. Like, you could not possibly schedule everything in because there were so many different things. You're right, and they had that. Remember the cool mega mental puzzly thing that you absolutely hated?
The scavenger hunt.
Yeah. Oh, it wasn't called a scavenger hunt. That's right.
No, you're right. You're right. No, it wasn't. It was something else. It was some other thing.
I gotta look
Puzzle
it up.
hunt or something.
Something like that. Yeah, and it was.
And one of my favorite events is the charity auction, and they do it virtually now. So that I enjoyed.
Oh, do they? Oh, yeah, because that was fun.
I love the auction.
All the back and forth and
yeah, that was fun, and it's just. And they didn't do the, at least I didn't see, where you could do the walkthrough and buy games. They didn't do that this year. There's just a lot of events I enjoyed.
Maybe they're, I guess we'll have to see what they are planning on doing with it in the future. Maybe they're shifting gears to do something else.
Yeah.
Or
I
don't know, but I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, because you're right. I mean, having it nearby and having it be this big, huge, special event, that's always kind of, pretty awesome. So,
all right.
We'll see.
Let's talk about the games.
We'll see.
Talk about the games. Let's talk
Lots
about
of games.
All right.
Oh, yes.
So I played, I don't know how many Rebecca played. Rebecca played 1,
I think I played
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, you're counting. Okay.
You played 8 of these games.
Okay, you counted those.
This includes Board Game Geek, and I'll explain which one are Board Game Geek, and some stuff before Board Game Geek as well. So I played 11 games. Rebecca's played, I guess, 8. Is that the math?
I think that's what you said.
I don't know.
You played 11? That's not that many more than me.
No. I told you I didn't do much.
That's true. You played Epic Games. So those things, they should count as double, honestly. When you think about the time frame involved
Not
here.
all
Maybe
Epic games take a long time to play.
Ooh, I detect a story behind that comment.
All right, we'll always go from worst to best. We'll start with the worst. I give it a 6. We gotta find the button for it. This one, maybe? Yes. Great American.
Oh!
USPS, United States Postal Service, the Great American Mail Race.
Okay. Okay. There's so many things I want to say about this game. A, the concept is awesome. I think it's amazing. And B, I think a little tweaking. They need to tweak it. I'm sure you have plenty to say on this, but I think if they fix the, what did we decide it was? Probably just editing, production kind of issues.
Yeah.
This would be a freaking amazing.
More.
Yeah, and it would be a lot more fun. Yeah, see, Austin played it with us. We had fun playing it, and it has some great concepts, but there's some inconsistencies with it. So you had to kind of sit there, go with okay, so this card, they supposedly do the same kind of movement, but one says one thing and the other says something different. But they're supposed to move the same way. So then you're sitting there shuffling through the rule book, and it explains neither. So you're like, okay, and just weird stuff like that. But you want me to explain how the game kind of worked?
Sure.
Okay, so it's kind of neat. They have some little home bases where so-and-so mails a letter or a parcel or sends a postcard or something, right? So they're parked in these cities, and you're a little mail truck, and you go zooming down, and you pick it up. It's a pick up and deliver, but there's different ways that you can travel because they have a Pony Express trail. They have regular roads. They also have they have water routes, and that can be via steamboat or, oh my gosh, what else do they have? But there's all these different airplanes, rockets, Jeep. They had some others, different motorcycles, and they use some of those roads in different ways. The hot air balloon, for example, you go travel across the regular roads, but you get to skip one of the destinations.
It wasn't in the
Well,
rules.
yeah,
it didn't explain how it worked in
it
the rules.
looked like that's what it meant. Yeah, the Pony Express was hilarious because it went on these little, like, off the path kind of trails, little dirt roads. Yeah. But they were pretty efficient, you know, and they could do stuff. And the rocket was hilarious. You take off from, like, an airport place, but you could land anywhere you wanted. It was, like, super powered. But it was a one-shot, of course. And so you're trying to do pickup and delivery, but you also have these little side... It's almost like a... Roll and write, because you got a little bunch of boxes you check off.
They're basically achievements, but yeah.
Yeah, they're achievements. So it's like, oh, I picked up a package from the east side of the country, the west or the north or the south. So it has like cardinal directions, and then it had like, I picked up one from my hometown, and I picked up one from, you know, and some different things you can get achievements. And some of them, like if you pick up 5 parcels in a row, you can get some mad victory points because they all add up. Or you get one that's labeled fragile. Ooh, then you get like an extra 10 or some ridiculous. I never got to see one of those dumb things. I think you and Austin stole all the fragile stuff. Oh, it was Austin. It was all you, Austin. But like, but it was funny because it had some great potential, but it was really frustrating because this is a really simple like Ticket to Ride style kind of game. You should be throwing down your turns. But we'd have to stop multiple times to go hunt in the rule book for what the heck you're supposed to do with that. And it was like, not needed.
Yeah,
but,
I mean,
but
it was a cool. I gave it a 6 just because it's super light and it had rules issues and production issues, not major ones, but enough to bother me. But what's weird to me is that we pulled out this game and we played it for the first time, obviously, and 5 minutes in we knew problems.
Yeah, that was weird.
So, did this ever get handed to a gamer to play to test this game?
I don't know. It was weird like that.
Literally seconds into the game, we already
the three of us are kind of looking at each other like
problems. But it just blows my mind how it can get all the way to published and still have these major problems.
Yeah. Which was a bummer because, again, I love the idea. Because I think
it has super light, easy to teach, pick up and deliver game.
It's perfect. It's in that Ticket to Ride kind of, or trekking the national parks kind of weight, like perfect for that. If you have families that love those games, like I would want to give this game to people, but in good conscience, I don't want to give them that frustration. Right. So it's like, you
have to take the rule book and paste it up and paste the cards
you can fix the little thing and give it to them. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's a neat little game. But several times we said, okay, that's what it's going to do, whether we can figure it out or not.
We're like,
and just move up, and we just moved on.
It was funny.
All right, we talked way too much about this.
No, we didn't. It's a fun game though.
All right, my number 10. My number 10 is this one. Acropolis. I give it a 7. I think Rebecca liked it a lot more than I did.
I did like it.
It was just a little too light, but it's a city building game. So you draft some tiles, and you basically place the tiles, and you're building out this big hex grid of things, and you actually build higher levels and stuff. And you have like 5 different types of buildings, I think. Maybe it's 6. I don't remember.
Yeah,
and you get different points based on different things, like in all these city building games. Like you want all your houses together, and you want your little temples to be surrounded by other places. You want your guard areas, your police stations. I don't know what they call them, but you want them along the edge of the city to guard the edge of the city and stuff like that. So it's drafting tiles, placing them, and building your city in the most efficient way. And it tricks it up by doing levels. So as you build higher levels, they're worth more points. So a guard station that's 3 levels high is worth 3 points, whereas one on the bottom level is only worth 1 point. It also uses King Domino scoring in terms of you got these little stars. They're basically crowns, equivalent to crowns in like King Domino. That's your multiplier. So let's say you have a housing area that's all connected because you want your houses all connected. That's 10. If you have 2 stars, and it's worth 20 points.
Yeah.
But if you only have 1 star, it's worth 10 points, and you have no stars, it's worth 0. Just like King Domino, it's that multiplier. So it adds an extra value to the ones that have stars when you're doing your drafting thing. But it's super light. It plays really fast. It was maybe set up, teach, and play is 30 minutes maybe.
Yeah, and what I think's neat about it too is it's all of those things, but you know, most of those games are very two-dimensional, and this one you could build up layers and get some crazy points and stuff. I think that was pretty cool. I liked that for something different. Is like adding some dimension to it, literally. Because, I mean, we have a lot of games that are like that, right? That are doing those things, but adding that extra, the leveling with it, tweaked it quite a bit. It was pretty fun.
It's fun. It was a fun little game. I mean, it's like super light. That's why I didn't give it a higher score, but it's okay. It's all right. It's meh.
Meh.
All right, let's move on to my number 9. I give this one a 7 as well. That is the Guild of Merchant Explorers.
Oh, I keep looking over here for it, like you bought it already or something. I'm like,
so this one I've been wanting to try. I saw it at Gen Con.
oh, okay.
And they had a copy demoing, but they didn't have it for sale. And I thought, oh no, actually no, I don't think they were demoing. They just had they had it in a display case, I think. And I'm like, what is this?
They're like, haha, you can't touch it.
I heard Guild of Merchant Explorers. I'm like, oh, guilds and merchanting and exploring. It sounds awesome.
All those things.
But it's a flippin' right game, basically.
I like the way you said that. It's a flippin'.
It's a flippin' right. So basically, this game, I like it. It's a cool game. So you have a little map with all this. It's like an old timey map.
It was cool
with all the different you have desert areas and grasslands and mountains and all this stuff. And you are flipping over a card, and then you're putting little cubes. Basically, same thing as if you were marking in a flipping right or rolling right. You put in cubes and marking different areas, and when you fill in areas, you get villages, and you get to the far edge of the map, you can discover towers, and there's treasure you can find that give you special powers and stuff like that. But what's interesting is you build out and you create all these villages and things like that. But then you go to the next area, you take all your cubes off, and you leave your villages, and then you can explore from those villages. So you slowly kind of work your way to the outer edges of the map, which is kind of different, and it makes it different from other roll and writes that you're not Xing stuff because they're temporary. Yeah, you're putting temporary X's, not interested, and then they're going to go away. So it was. There's only a handful of these style games I like, and I actually enjoyed this one. So
yeah, I enjoyed this one a lot. I don't have as much of a stipulation on that as you do, but I was at first a little bit hesitant when you were describing how the play movement went because of that, because I was like, we're wiping every round. How are you going to progress? But it's really neat once you build those villages, which of course, it's pretty easy. They set you up, if you do it right, you can throw down several pretty quickly. Right. And you really do start to progress really quickly in the game and start sprawling out. Now, I wasn't paying as much attention. I was looking at little ooh, shiny. I was like, ooh, sunken treasure here, and blah, blah, blah. And Hunter's like, I'm going to go over and get this wizard tower or whatever those things are. I kept calling them wizard towers. Right. But the towers are in these corners, and they give you mad points and stuff. And, of course, I'm like, oh, look, I probably should get some of those. At least I'm close. I got a couple, but, there's just so much stuff going on in there that you can dig up and find and explore this and that. And once you connect some things, you can have a little trade route, and that gives you some points. And I got a bunch of fiddly points from doing that. Meanwhile, I got big victory point nonsense by keeping his eye on the big prize. Whatever. No, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed this one. It's really easy to get off into the weeds in it because there's a lot of really fun, interesting things to do with the map. So
yeah, and one thing that kind of makes this different in a lot of these style games, when you're flipping cards or whatever, everyone gets the same, does the same stuff or whatever. This game, each era, you get there's a stack of cards, and you get a superpower that's different from everybody else.
That was fun too.
So when the era card flips over, then you get to use your superpower, and it's different from each one of those. And the one you pick in the first round, you're going to use in all the rest of the eras as well. And then you'll get one in the second era, and you use both of those, and you get another one in the third era, and all three of those. And in the fourth era, you get to use all three, and then another one of those again, which is that kind of makes it different, right? It's a little bit different. Well,
it was really fun. The first one I had was you had to put your first cube down in a desert. Okay. But then you could progress in a straight line 4 more, as long as you were going straight out from your first spot in the desert.
One of your powers.
And so if I made a point to be next to a desert right when I start my round, and when that fires off, I would get to do this really cool, just take off somewhere and go find another trade route really quickly with that. And it was just all from one little...
Let me have your pen.
Point. And
I talked myself into a 7.5.
Look at that.
upgraded it to 7.5.
It was fun. It had a lot of variety and a lot of it's another one of those games where you're not going to have two of the same game, right? With it, because you're going to get these different power cards, and there were different maps. We didn't even explore that.
The half-point dance.
Oh, the half-point dance. The bumblebee is back. All right, so.
All right, let's move on.
Amazing.
Enough about merchants exploring.
Sorry about all the clattering of pens.
Yeah, I know. I'm horrible. All right.
That was me that time.
You? All right, let's go on to my number 8. This has got a story behind it. It's going to be, I think it's fun. Let's see if it's funny. It's Strasbourg. No, it's not anything bad. You destroyed me at it.
I'm just curious what your story is.
Oh, you'll figure it out. All right, so Strasbourg. So basically, I was before, since the vendor hall was empty, I spent about maybe an hour or so going through the library and taking pictures and looking up games and potential things that we could play if we actually attended the convention.
Hey, I tried.
Anyway, one of the things I did, I went and failed. I'm like, look at Steffenfeld. I said, what games haven't I played from Steffenfeld? There was only two games that we haven't played from Steffenfeld. One is the Name of the Rose. Oh, 3 games. Name of the Rose, the Builder's Duel, and Strasbourg.
There you go.
So I'm like, they didn't have the Name of the Rose, and they didn't have Builder's Duel. Yeah. So I took a picture of Strasbourg. I took a picture of all the games I wanted to play. So Rebecca got there, and we were like going around looking for stuff to do, and all the cool games we're going to play were checked out. So we said, we'll just do Strasbourg. So we go and play Strasbourg. We said that and play it. We're playing away, and we ran out of our little meeple guys to put on the board.
Oh, that okay.
And they said they're not limited, so you may, in a rare case, you may have to use extra meeples. We ended up using like 6 extra meeples each to put on this little map.
We're good at this game.
And so we got done and we enjoyed it. We had a good time. It was fun. And then we done and we were talking about it like, yeah, I think it'd really play with more players. It was really wide open.
Oh my gosh! And then you just
my story. It's like it's wide open. It's wide open at 2 players. It's like you probably need at least 3, 4, 5, even maybe 5 players to make it tight enough. And then the light bulb went off. Man, it's like, why haven't we played this game before? Because it's super light. It's easy to set up, easy to teach. I reach over and get the box and look at it. And it says 3 to 5 players.
And he just starts cackling. I mean, like, he'd lost his mind. And I'm like, I know we're not feeling that great, but you have lost it. Like, he's just like...
3 players. It played okay, 2 players. Just wide open.
We destroyed that game.
But we
really
but we basically had all these achievement cards that we had to get, and then we got them so easy because we had so much of the map covered with our meeples and stuff. It was a lot. Basically, when you play, you got like bid cards for to take an action, and a lot of the actions the first place person, only the first place person gets to go. A lot of them are the first and second place person gets to go, and there's like one that were first, second, and third gets to go. So playing 2 players, we got to take all the actions because except for one, there's one that only the first place wins. If we were playing with 3 players, then there's an odd man out every time that doesn't get to take the action. So
you want to feel really good about yourself. Play 2-player straws.
Yeah, it's like we did all our achievements. We looked over.
We're getting them all, man.
So you get 5 achievements,
and you have to
at the start of the game, and you can discard as many as you want.
Oh, that's right, as many.
And we're like, let's just keep. We each happened to keep 3 each, and we threw away 2. We look at the 2 we threw away, and we achieved those 2 without even trying because
we're just that good.
The board was so open.
No, we were just.
So it was funny. So
good.
It works 2-player. It's just. It's like easy mode. You ever play video games and you have like super easy mode? That's what we played.
We played the tutorial. That was the tutorial.
We played super easy mode on Strasbourg. But we played it now.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna give it an 8. It actually might go up just a little bit.
We actually play it.
We play it with the right number of players.
So yeah, that happened.
All right. So let's move on to a game we own.
Oh, hey.
The one we played. There's several. So all 4 of those we played at Board Game Geek Con, obviously, because we don't own the games.
Okay.
This one we played at home. This one was at home, and it's I give it an 8.
This one?
No.
This one?
We didn't play that one. That's our game we got for free.
Oh, you're talking about this?
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
You're welcome.
So we got to play. We played this
Obsession.
Obsession. We played this. Oh, I gotta take Strasbourg off. Bye,
I know,
Strasbourg.
that's why I was confused.
All right.
Oh, Mr. Darcy.
So we played Obsession. This is the print and play game.
It's Jane Austen in a box.
It looks like a print and play game. But, oh my gosh, it was so much fun.
It is great.
This
it's
is
great.
not my kind of game at all. I still had a blast playing it. It was fun. Just because it's like, oh, we're going to have a dinner party. Whether invite the... What are you writing down?
And nothing on note on chat.
Anyway,
You're
so
good.
this is
Yeah, I'm listening to you too.
It's I guess it's a, I would say city building, but it's more a estate building. So you're drafting these tiles, you're building out your estate. It gives you superpowers, and you're trying to, what's the end
I got
goal?
you underground. I'm writing it down.
Make the most money? What are you supposed to do? I don't remember what the goal of this one is. I had too much fun just doing voices and making
Oh,
fun
we were
of people.
being. You got mad at me because I used Pip Pip too much.
She used Pip a lot. Where's Hawk Skull? Where he can tell you how.
Hawk Skull will be on my side. He makes fun of himself too.
Yeah, that's true. He does. Anyway, this is a fun game. We just heard a lot of good things in the chat, as well as from other people playing it. And Rebecca loved it. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Oh, we were Jane Austening the.
But it's all about.
Oh, so and so's going to tea with Mr. Puffin stuff or whatever his name. I don't even remember. And you're like, hoity-toity. What was the name of that show in the 70s? Wasn't it?
J.R. Puffin?
Yeah, that's what. I don't know why that popped into my head. Anyway, but it's like, oh, are they an item? You know, I mean, it was just like, it's so ridiculous because you're matchmaking and all sorts of ridiculous stuff. But then they might go play cricket together. You know, it's just, it was hilarious.
So it's
hilarious.
So it's meeple management, I guess. You basically hire these. You have these servants. You can hire more, and you have to have these servants to do different things. So if you go out to play tennis, you need a valet to go with you, or you go and do this other thing. And then certain highfalutin characters, they need people to go with them. They may need a maid or a butler to go with them to be able to do what they need to do. And it's really funny. So you start out with all these low lifes, and eventually you build up your reputation. Eventually, all these highfalutin people come into your
You
party.
had a cad, an actual cad.
I had a person who was his description was cad. He lowers your reputation. He gives you lots of something. I can't remember what he gave for you, but he lowers your reputation if he goes on these things with you. So do you risk lowering your reputation to have this guy give you extra money or whatever he gave for you?
Yeah.
It's just a resource management game, but it's got an awesome thing.
I had a woman who lowered my reputation because she was a gossip. And it was just like, it was hilarious.
And some of those gossips, you can actually cause negative reputation to other people.
Yeah, because they were so gossipy.
You lower the reputation of the other players. So there's some attack cards.
And
HR
the drama
stuff. I don't want to say JR from Dallas. Anyway, I enjoyed it. It's fun. I want to try this again. I want to play with more players next time.
Oh, I know. Especially if they have terrible British accents like we do.
Anyway, it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's not a looker for sure, but...
You're not looking at the game. You're too busy causing drama. I'm sorry, drama.
I like the subtitle.
What's the subtitle? Pride, Intrigue,
and Prejudice in the Victorian England.
Well, they couldn't just say Pride and Prejudice because then Jane Austen's estate would probably go after them or something. But all right. It was glorious to say the least.
Let's move on to. Why am I looking at the buttons?
I don't know.
Move on to the next one.
Okay, this one.
No, we didn't play that one. Give me that. Taking it away from you.
You'll see it later, I'm sure. Okay, which one? This one, I'm assuming.
Endless Winter. Okay. Yes.
Well, you just spoiled it.
So we're in the 9s now with Endless Winter. It's all
I think our Endless Winter started here in Dallas.
Endless
I'm telling you.
Winter.
Let's go.
This game was fun.
This was really cool.
The production's off the charts.
Yes.
It is a fun game.
Can we show it off a little?
If you want.
Okay. Talk about the game.
So Endless Winter, it is a it's the best way to describe it. It's so basically your clan in the
they have your own box
in the
Ice Age,
Paleozoic in the Ice Age, and basically there's a map out on the board, and you start in the. Everyone starts in the center of the map with like one little camp, unless you have she had like a superpower that gave her 2 camps, and you basically are going to expand out on the board, and it's area control. It's all about building camps and putting little huts and having dudes and all that stuff out in the thing. So it's area control. There's going to be a scoring of all those places. Meanwhile, you're building up your clan, and the pieces are off the charts.
Recessed board.
Kind of looks like planet. What is it? The Beyond the Sun boards. But you like these? Huh?
This has art, good sir. How dare you insult the artist in this game? Look at this. Does this look anything near as boring as Beyond the Sun? How dare?
Anyway,
okay.
It's a fun area control. I don't know what do you call it? What's the name for when you build up your powers and skills of your people and stuff?
People building.
Yeah. So you have you have regular little tribe guys, and then you have your chieftain, which has kind of a superpower.
And they're all different and they're cute.
Yeah.
And I can't show you because Hunter keeps forgetting to set up my Zoom thing. But it also has.
That's just setting up the board. That's just setting the board up.
Well, yeah, but you have all these different little hex.
It's a random setup.
Randomized, so
somewhat random. I mean, it's controlled randomness, I guess.
Controlled chaos, right here.
So you put certain tiles in a stack, you shuffle them up, and
and so you're gonna have different land masses in different places. And Joker, do not agree with Hunter. How could you? He says, "Yeah, it looks like Beyond the Sun."
Kind of does.
Joker. I will push the band hammer. I swear. But yeah, no, it's
building little monoliths. It's like a coincidality in a way.
It is, and you also get these little this is the fun thing too is you achieve stuff and then you cover up little areas and you get points for doing that, like putting the little rocks on your board and you're filling this up and getting
sacred stones.
It's a rock.
Okay, it's a rock.
It's a stone. A stone is a rock. As a stone is a rock. Okay.
No, rock and a stone is different.
Don't even.
They're different. I thought you were a geology major for a little while.
I was, and I don't want to listen to you, so it's okay.
What's the difference between a rock and a stone?
I am not talking to you anymore.
Anyway, this is a good one. If you like midweight Euros with good production and lots of different ways to win, it has the art from who's the artist? The Miko. It's the one that did all the Paladin games.
It's probably Tay instead of
the Miko. All the Paladin games
Miko.
And all the West
Wherever
Kingdom games, and he did the art for this one as well. So, it's a fun. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, actually, I did too. This is one of those again, right? When you finish, you're like, "Dang, I want to play this again," right?
Yeah, it was fun.
It's pretty cool, and yes, I do kind of agree with Zaris though. Being Beyond the Sun would explain Endless Winter. I mean, I will give you that. I'll give you that.
I enjoyed it. I had a blast. I gave it a 9.
Hunter's like,
I loved it.
But yeah, no. This one, it's another one that's probably overproduced. Don't care. Love it. We'll play with it. Hey, I'm sorry.
You know what? We keep using that word overproduced, but I think in the
for me,
I think in the Kickstarter.
Kickstarter produced. We should just call it Kickstarter.
The Kickstarter age makes normal games underproduced.
You know, that's kind of a yeah.
I think this is becoming the norm for a lot of games.
Well, and is that necessarily a bad thing? I mean, raising the price point, yes, but thinking about like the games that we all played, when we were kids and stuff, and you had
but those had tons of they had tons of plastic. A lot.
I'm not counting about those. I'm talking about the cardboard ones that just died. Right? Like, did it really have that wow factor? Did you bring people into board gaming with that? Not unless it was just a positive gaming experience, right? It wasn't like, wow, look at this game. Like, there's so many things about this. Like, you could just bring this to the table and everyone's going to be like, what is this? I mean, I don't know. I like
it's
this
overproduced.
Trend. I know that means we're probably going to get a lot less games because of it.
Oh,
but
all right, let's move on.
And you're right, yes. Foundations of Rome, definitely overproduced.
For the reals. To my number 8.
They're objects of art. There you go.
Number 5. Crazy. Number 5. Number 5.
I like the art.
We don't own it.
Oh, we don't own it?
I give it a 9 because I love this game. Just wish I could play more of it.
Which game is this? Oh, geez. Oh, my gosh. Here comes story time. Oh, I hope you guys are ready for story time.
It's going to be a quick story,
goodness.
just like the game was. So, Dune. I played Dune 4 times. This is the 4th time playing Dune. I've also played Rex 1 time. So, it was my 5th play. So I was looking for something to do. I think it was Thursday night. And I went out to the tabletop events. You can look up different things out there. I'm like, okay, what is there to do? And I looked it up, and there had to be a slot open for this Dune game. And it said 3rd annual Dune extravaganza or something like that. I don't know. It's the 3rd annual. I'm like, huh. Why is there an open slot? I'll join. Let's see what happens. So I get there and come to find out this is a group of friends that have been doing this for 3 years now. And one of their friends wasn't feeling well, retired, and didn't want to play. Because apparently, come to find out, their games of Dune take approximately 10 hours to play. So she wasn't up for playing until 3 or 4 in the morning. So she bugged out. And I'm like, I didn't say that. I was excited to play. I'm like, yeah, let's do this. Let's caffeine up. Let's go. We'll go to 4 in the morning. So we get the game set. So basically, this is a group of friends. The first time they played, it was 4 of them, and 2 random people from California jumped in on their game and actually taught them how to play because that was their first game. And they had played before.
Oh, dang. Okay.
And then they didn't, for whatever reason, they didn't get their contact information. So they were going to do it again next year. And they actually went on Board Game Geek and kind of knew their names and searched and actually found them. And they signed up again and they played last year as well.
Oh, that's so cool.
So this year, the California people couldn't come for their game. But a couple other friends jumped in and was going to be the 6th that they played. But then, like I said, 1 jumped out and I jumped in. Tabletop events is actually a really cool tool. But anyway. So I jump in and they're like, "Hey, welcome, blah blah blah. We're happy to have you, et cetera, et cetera." So they were setting up and they were deciding whether they were going to play with any of the new factions and stuff like that. They get all the board game set up and stuff, and we start playing. So I'm playing the Harkonnens. There's I can't think of the name of the Xanax or whatever the name is.
Xanax.
Kind of. They're like the shapeshifter guys. You have to read the Dune books to know these different factions. But then there was
Nerd.
There was the Comb, the merchants, and then there was to my left was the guild, the Spice Guild. Then we had the Emperor, and over here we had the Fremen. So we were missing the Atreides. So I'm going to wait in the weeds, but it's a great story. So I think it's a great story. Anyway, so I started with one of the strongholds. So the goal of the game is to control, if you're by yourself, control 3 strongholds at the same time. If you alliance with somebody, you have to control 4 strongholds. There's only 5 strongholds on the board. So I started in a stronghold. Atreides wasn't playing, so that stronghold was open. Then the Fremen had a stronghold, the Spacing Guild had a stronghold, and the Emperor had a stronghold. So we get set up, we get ready to go, and the Harkonnens start with 10 guys on the board because their whole thing is that they were in charge of the planet at the time. So they had lots of troops. They had 10 guys on the board. The Fremen had some guys. A few people had some other guys, but the Harkonnen had by far the most guys. And their thing is they spread out early, control stuff, and try to get as much done as possible early in the game.
Okay.
So the Spacing Guild next to me was going first in the first round. I was going second. Spacing Guild, their superpower is they can just jump in and take their turn anytime they want. So he said, I'm not going to go first. I'm going to wait. So I was effectively going first. I took my 10 troops. I added 5 more troops. I dropped 5 troops on the planet. I sent 5 troops to the Atreides stronghold. I sent 5 troops to the Fremen stronghold. And I'm thinking to myself, they're just going to annihilate me. They're going to bring troops in. They're going to do all this stuff. And there's no way I was going to win those fights. So the Spacing Guild, everyone yells at the Spacing Guild saying, why didn't you go first? Because now he took over the Atreides place, blah, blah, blah. You better get some guys on the planet. So he dropped 6 guys into the place I had 5. Then the Emperor said, I'm not doing anything. Fremen put 5 more guys. So it's 10-5 in the Fremen stronghold. They had 10, I had 5. The other 2 places, they choose not to send any guys on the planet. So I kept my stronghold. No one attacked me in my stronghold. I kept it. The Spacing Guild stronghold was the Atreides stronghold. We had a fight. I threw the kitchen sink into that fight. Every weapon, every power, every trick I could use, I threw in that fight, and I ended up winning with that 1 guy left. So I had that stronghold. I had my stronghold, Trady's stronghold. 10-5 in the Fremen stronghold. I have no chance to win this because I used up everything. I gave it my all. I gave it my all. We fight. He plays Chani as his leader. I had the Traitor Chani card. I played it on him and automatically won the fight. I took over all 3 strongholds in the first round. The game was over. In 30 minutes.
30-minute Dune game.
And what's funny is when I threw the Chani card down where I showed that she was a traitor and she was actually working for me, the table was silent. Like dead silent. And then one guy across from me that was playing the shapeshifter guys, he starts cackling. Like, laughing. He couldn't stop laughing. He was choking. He was laughing so hard. So now that is the second Dune game I've won. I won this one in the first round. One of the previous plays I had, I won in the second round. So either I'm a savant at Dune, or people just underestimate what's going on.
That's true. Maybe you just look like you're just rando guy. You're gonna play a 10-hour game.
And so I was like, I'm sorry, we can play again if you want. And they're like, oh no, we played. That's it. That's Dune. And I'm thinking to myself, when I leave, they're gonna play again.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny though.
So yeah.
Oh man, that's amazing.
I mean, they were ready for the long haul, man. They brought food. They had like wine and beer on hand. They were making night of it.
Well, they still could.
And I'm like,
it just wasn't going to be with
sorry.
Dune. That's funny. That's funny.
Sorry.
Paul, who won the game?
Yes, Paul, you won the game.
Paul.
Paul and his little buddy. I don't know who he was.
You know what? That's what he needs, Paul. He needs you to come and smack him down and peg your two again. That's what
set
it
up
is.
Another Dune.
There you go. You need to put him in his place.
I think
Paul.
I tried to pull the same nonsense with them, and they
Paul's just, like, I will have none of this.
They just annihilated me when I tried that.
Smacked you a good one.
Anyway, I couldn't believe it. They went around. The Emperor didn't send any people. The shapeshifters and the merchants didn't send anybody to help.
That's amazing.
At all. But I had the only way I could win that one fight was I happened to have.
No, you had the betray card, and that
betrayal.
That was just ridiculous. For you had that.
What's funny is, not funny, but what's funny is, if that person didn't play a leader at all, they still would have won.
Because you couldn't have done anything unless you had that betray card.
Correct.
Huh?
I was gonna lose. I had no chance in that fight.
Oh, that's a coulda, woulda, shoulda right there. That's.
But I did have I knew I had the best Fremen leader card, so that's why I threw everything in the other fight.
Best Fremen, is that what it's called?
Best Fremen. On that note, let's move on.
Okay, I did have some comments and stuff while you were spinning your web of stories.
Spinning a yarn, as they say.
Yeah, spinning your yarn. I'm sorry, Starla was sick with the con crud. I swear that the only reason I don't have con crud this time is because I'm recovering from.
You had pre-con crud.
Pre-con crud, yeah. I feel that. So I hope you guys get better.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of which, that's why we didn't film last night.
We didn't have our film today. I forgot about that. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, we didn't do a top 100, but we weren't feeling good.
Yeah.
I'm feeling better, and she's feeling better, but we're
getting there. But Mick's online and said you can't quite abandon BGG Fall yet because they're hoping to come back next year and they want to get some games in.
I can be talked into going back.
We may have to have some discussions. Yes.
I think we need to put you on like a regimen of like vitamin C and.
You know what? Well, Eye of the Tiger, the whole thing, man. I'll have a healthy eating, exercising montage. It'll be worth it. I was also mentioned. Someone mentioned
Paul saying he beat me in that game.
Yes, that's why they're good gaming, Paul. Yes, I think it's hilarious. We should just live stream Paul whooping you one time. That'd be fun.
No one would alliance with me for some reason.
Wonder why. Betrayer. Anyway, I think it might have been Cameron said that you might like John Company 2nd edition.
I want to play that so bad.
I figured he would say
Tommy has it.
What? Tommy,
I invited him to come to a game day, and he said no.
What are you doing for Thanksgiving, Tommy? No.
He's like, no, I got other people to game with.
Oh, I see how it is. I'm just kidding. Whatever.
But I do want to play that badly.
So Underground was asking a couple things. We played Blackout Hong Kong.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
It was kind of meh.
We didn't like it that much?
We got rid of it.
Did we?
Yep.
Okay, I thought
Didn't like it.
we didn't like it. I thought I liked it.
You kind of were mad about it, and I didn't like it.
Oh, okay, that's okay. Because I vaguely remember that. I thought I liked the premise a lot. I do remember that though. It was kind of interesting because it was
It was an interesting game. I just didn't.
It
didn't speak to me.
that sounded so nerdy somehow. It wasn't artistic enough. It wasn't overproduced.
It didn't. It was very underproduced, if anything.
God, that was a while ago though. You're right.
It was when it first came out. We played it, and we were like, meh.
I wonder if I'm trying to remember now because I don't remember how that game was. It was like
if I recall, it had.
Did we have another game that was like it though, or something? Was that why?
I think it was an area control. If I remember right, we played it when it first came out. I think it was an area control game, and we're like, you don't like area control that much, so, and I was very mad about it. So.
Cool. Okay. The other thing, sorry, all of a sudden I saw the chat just starting to go explode, and I'm like, I'll catch up. They were also asking, have we played Messina 1347?
No. I'm interested in it. It's just there's just so many games to play at conventions. And the thing is, when we go to conventions, I don't really like sitting down and reading a heavy rule book. I usually pick one heavier game to play each convention, and I pre-read the rule book for it, and we play it. But for the most part, we play like midweight, quick to easy games to learn and play because I feel weird sitting with my face in a rule book for half an hour while everyone else is sitting around staring at the wall. So I like to do games that I can set up and learn really fast.
That's true.
And so it's not one I want to buy. So the only time we'll play it is at a convention. So
okay, I think it's worth trying it out. So So, good stuff. Oh, Dean's been buying games. Twilight Inscription.
Well, I heard a lot of good things about it.
Ooh,
that graphic, man, it looks like some psychedelic thing from the 70s. Those boards.
Oh, man. Is that the one that's got... You showed me that one. That's right. That was wild.
Yeah,
so, Teletum.
Teletum was the heavy game we were going to play Sunday, but we never made it Sunday.
Yes, I mean, like, we were like beelining to that game.
I was going to play. And I've heard lots of good things about Heat. So
Yep.
Heat may just be a purchase, because that one looks really cool.
Yeah.
We like racing games, so.
Yeah, they're Cornhuskers. That's right. Are you a Cornhusker, Adams? Oh my goodness, we have lots of Nebraskans in the chat tonight.
Well, one of the companies my company owns is in Nebraska.
In Nebraska, that's right.
And I've been to Nebraska
twice now? Or has it been three times?
Three times.
Three times
I've been
now?
to Nebraska 3 times. Lincoln, Nebraska. Fly into Omaha, drive to Lincoln. So
there you go. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I'm in Nebraska.
That's so cool.
Lincoln has a cool little downtown area. That's kind of cool. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Now you know people in Nebraska. You can start being like, "Yo, I'm here for work. Gotta play games."
Yeah, I don't have any employees in Nebraska anymore. So.
Oh, you don't? Mm-mm. Oh, that's a bummer.
Nope.
Because now you have an actual that'd be kind of a cool.
All right, where were
distraction. We? So we were talking about you were doing the games and we got sidetracked by commentary and all this.
Number 4,
stuff.
I give us a 9 as well. We played some Rising Sun. Rising Sun.
Cue the cool kung fu fighting
Rising
music.
Sun. We hadn't played this in a hot minute.
Like it's another country.
Is that what the kids say? Hot minute? Is that what you said they say? Hot minute?
Yeah, something like that.
It's been a minute. So we haven't played this in several years.
Pre-COVID,
in fact, is the last time we played this. I almost made one of Paul's famous Rising Sun games, but stuff keeps coming up.
Oh, man. Quit having stuff come up.
So, Rising Sun. It's my favorite.
3-player or more?
3 or 5 player.
Yes, that's right.
Probably 5 player, but 3 or 5 player.
Yeah.
So, Ankh at 2. Rising Sun at 3 and 5, Blood Rage at 4.
Yep.
That's the way to go.
There you go.
That's the way to go. Anyway, Rising Sun.
Perfect.
It's one of the trilogy, the Eric Lang trilogy of triloginess. We saw Eric Lang.
That was so funny, by the way. Eric Lang in the middle
stormed out in the middle of the thing.
Yeah, because they said so-and-so was their favorite designer or something, and Eric Lang gets up and he's like
walks
out. This, and then walks out. It was hilarious. It was so funny.
Anyway.
I love that. That was good. That was a random BGG moment.
Rising Sun, I enjoy Rising Sun. It's fun. It's area control goodness. It has negotiation, secret bidding, betrayal, craziness. It's fun. I enjoy it.
Fight.
I like all the Eric Lang, the trilogy. I like them all pretty close to equal.
Yeah.
Depending on player count. But
absolutely.
Rising Sun might be my favorite of the three.
Really interesting.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised though,
because it has everything, pretty much everything that Blood Rage offers.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you have that secret bidding stuff.
Yeah,
I like that secret.
Yeah, you
hidden
love
bidding
that stuff. You've always loved that.
So I love the secret hidden bidding. It's like, hey, is she gonna pay 2 for that or 3? I go 4. But if I go 4, I can't do this other thing. Maybe she'll only go 3. Anyway, I love it. I love it.
It's fun.
But it's area control. Every
fun.
clan has crazy superpowers. That's game-breaking superpowers, which is always fun. It's got art just like in Yokohama. Same art.
Mm-hmm.
Same art as Yokohama.
Yeah, totally. Ignore him.
Overproduced.
No, it is Kickstarter produced. That's our new term. Right?
It's a fun game.
No,
if you like area
awesome.
control, superpowers, asymmetrical powers, secret bidding, negotiation, betrayal, all sorts of fun stuff.
It's true.
It's
true.
Totally
true.
Rising Sun.
Yep.
Glad we got to play it again.
Yep. Yeah, see, Ankh is just so good, 2-player. Oh
see,
my gosh.
That's what I said.
That's Troll.
Troll, you're
that's
copying
exact
exactly what I said. Didn't know what I said. I thought I said that. Anyway.
Maybe he quoted you. He was just quoting.
Was it quoting?
Yeah, that was totally
Maybe
it.
quoting. All right, let's move on to my number 3. It's a brand new game. It's new. It's like it still has the new car smell.
It does. Smells like rain up in here.
Weather machine. So we played this.
We did.
We just got it. I think the weekend before BGG we played this one.
Yep.
I give it a 9. It takes a lot to get a 10. It has to be exceptional to be a 10. But this
is only sort of exceptional.
It's sort of exceptional. But I was going to say it's
tough crowd.
It may be my second favorite Lacerda. What did I just say?
I'm glad I'm sitting
Second
down.
favorite Lacerda on Mars, and then Weather Machine. I enjoyed this one quite a bit. This one was fun.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Super tight. Like crazy. Like crunchy. Like brain melty tightness. In this game. This one was, it may be the hardest spell to learn and Lacerda.
9.25.
Hardest Lacerda to teach and learn and teach. This may.
Do you think it was harder than like Kanban to teach?
Yes.
Really?
I think this is the hardest, the most difficult. My opinion.
Well, you're the one that teaches all these
to
me, so you know.
This is the hardest one to learn. Yeah, this one.
On Mars is really good.
Anyway, this one's great. It's got so basically the premise is you are scientists working to. So anyway, there's a scientist. I can't forget his name. There's a scientist.
Oh, I'll look it up for you.
He's
got a great name.
This machine to control the weather.
Professor Latif.
So like if there needs to be a sunny day for the football game, boop, he pushes some buttons and spins some dials and sunny day at the football game. Or maybe you need some rain over here in this area that's hadn't had a lot of rain. You need to poof, make some rain over here. But
unfortunately, he's an unethical corporate hack,
so
and he doesn't care about the repercussions of his invention.
There's butterfly effects, so maybe he puts rain over here for this drought place, but it causes like a volcano to erupt over here or something crazy.
Good job, Professor Latif.
He makes a sunny day here, and then there's a blizzard in Texas.
Great job, Professor Latif.
So there's side effects. So basically, we're scientists, and we are basically working to fix his flub ups, fix his problems, correct the weather, and make the machine work properly. Meanwhile, the government has stepped in, and they're like, "We're going to fix this whether you like it or not. We're gonna fix it as well." So you can assist the government. You can make the weather better, or you can actually run the weather machine and cause weather to happen and do things like that. So there's basically 3 sections of the board. There's the government doing the stuff for the government. There's running the machine to do the weather stuff, and then there's fixing the problems. So it's got it's worker placement. It's just a lot.
Oh
my
gosh! Game. Well, look. Do you see this? This is the board. It's covered. Oh my gosh! There's stuff upon stuff upon stuff, and it did take me a little while to get some of the chain, I guess you'd say, of how things were at. Because again, Lacerda's like a master of, okay, well, you really only have 3 moves per turn. But it sets off this chain of events that blah, 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 right? And so there's a few times I was like, hold up. Because there's a lot of places where you're either putting these cogs, which if you get the crazy metal things, they're ridiculous. But there's that, and then there's the little robot dudes. And sometimes I would get backwards who went where, because like you'd use the metal cogs, or you'd use like resources or something, and like it wasn't always clear.
You usually have to go to one spot
use.
to get the stuff to do stuff to go to a different spot.
Yeah.
To do stuff to go to a different spot. So you can't just really just focus in on one thing. You kind of got to.
You do have to
build
bounce
off
around
each other. You go here to get the stuff you need to do this other
Yes.
thing. So you kind of get a flow going of between those areas. You can kind of focus in on one, but you still have to do a little bit of everything.
Yeah. And you're right, Underground, like it's crazy crunchy, but the strategy and stuff and the worker placement in this is greatness. I mean, it's really good.
But if you like Lacerdas, you're probably going to like this one quite a bit.
Yeah.
It is heavier than
this is on the heavy end of the heavies.
I mean, it's on Mars. On Mars, maybe Kanban heavy, but because there's just so much going on.
So much.
There's all those different areas. You have to explain, this is how this area works, and this is why you go here to do this.
Dang.
And then you have to have it all click in the player's mind of how that flow works, because if you'll find yourself stalling out if you aren't going to the right places to get the stuff you need to do the things in different areas. So it's but if you played Lacerda, you're used to these games.
I was gonna say
it's right on par with all the other ones.
It's perfect. It's right up his alley, and that's so funny. And of course Ian O'Toole again with his cool art. If you're an Ian O'Toole fan, you'll love this one.
The Ian O'Toole Eagle Griffin Lacerda combo is knocking it out of the park.
Oh my gosh!
You got On Mars and Escape Plan and Lisboa and
did he do
Gallerist.
the art for? Yeah, I was gonna say he did the art for all those. Oh, it's good stuff. It's good stuff, and I love Underground's already like this is already a top 20 for me, and I get it. I mean,
probably is.
If you're a Lacerda fan,
it's up near that area.
It's easy to get up there. Good time.
So that's one we did not play at Board Game Geek Con. We played that the weekend before.
True.
Oh wait, what am I looking over here?
I don't know. It's over here.
All right, my number 2. I give this one a 10. I got to play this at Board Game Geek Con. It was one of Epic Games. I played 3 Epic Games. I played Dune, which wasn't really epic. I played this, and then number 1 game, which we'll get to in a moment. That is Western Legends.
It is this one. Wow.
Western Legends. Wow. So, I love me some Western Legends. I jumped in on this game. Let's just say, I'm not going to go into details. It was an experience. And not necessarily in a good way. I enjoyed myself in spite of the stuff that was going on. I'll give you a couple of PowerPoint things. The person running it wasn't the best rules teacher.
Okay.
And
survivable.
And person next to me skipped the rules teach.
It's not me.
What little there was of it, not her. Random person. This is before she showed up. Maybe I'll do it.
I was nothing.
Person next to me skipped the rules teach because he already played the game and he knew everything about it already.
But
he's never played this game. So he walked in, post rules teach, sat down, and tried to play a heavy game, not knowing the rules.
Stay in school, kids. Stay in school.
Let's just say frustration levels were high.
However,
regardless of all that,
so it sounds like
I had a blast. I love me some Western Legends.
Yeah.
So it's a sandbox Western theme game.
Man.
You can rustle cattle. You can play poker. You can make it rain at the cabaret. You can rob a train. You can rob the bank. You can go mine gold. You can go kill bandits. You can go exploring. You can go shopping at the general store.
All the things.
It is just awesome.
It's fantastic.
This game is fantastic.
I'm kind of jealous that you got to play this and I didn't, to be honest, because it's been a while since
But I got the itch now.
Oh, really?
I want to play this soon.
You need more cowbell?
I need more cowbell. That's pretty good.
What? Thank you. I'll be here all week.
That was pretty good.
Good, thanks.
That was hunter level.
I know. I've been hanging out with him.
Anyway, this game's awesome. You've heard me talk about this ad nauseum.
He's loud. You don't want to hear all that.
Ad nauseum. Oh, am I blocking the mic?
You were.
So. Did you hear my story?
Yeah.
So the person next to me skipped the rules teach.
It wasn't me.
He didn't know the rules.
It wasn't
me.
Oh, wait.
Person next to me Anyway, Western Legends.
Oh yeah, I like the build, all this stuff. It's so much fun
This
in this.
thing
Like,
is awesome.
it's
We
ridiculous.
have everything for it. We have everything.
Yeah, Hunter fell in love with this game pretty much from the get-go.
As soon as I knew you could go to play poker in a board game, I was
and
in.
the attack cards are the poker cards. I love the multi-use.
Yeah, because I hate
cards.
that because you have like these great cards. You're like, oh wow, that card's awesome. But he'd be really good at poker.
The agony of the poker player over here
aces.
was so
Oh
hilarious.
my gosh, they're so powerful.
I think you cry a little bit when I would just casually dump some of those cards to use for stupid attacks or something.
It is so good. Western Legends. Why do I keep looking at this? Make me stop looking at that. My number one game, it's going to make many of these people on this channel sad because they're not 18XX fans, but I am an 18X fan.
Oh, it's time for some
This is my
cheesecake.
favorite 18XX game. I got to play it. And it was a blasty blast.
Cheesecake, 18 cheesecake.
It was a blasty blast. We played 5 players.
Wow.
And
you guys played the whole
we had 2 people who've never played 18XX before. They jumped right in and had a blasty blast as well.
Fantastic.
It was the teacher, the person teaching it was the actual person who runs the 18XX meetup at the Board Game Geek. So he is an 18XX expert. He did an awesome teach. Like off the charts, great teach.
Oh, that's cool.
So the 2 new players and a person across from me had played. I don't know if he's ever played. I think it was 3 people who have never played 18XX.
And then you 2 that had.
And
nice.
we didn't win. He was one of the new guys. So that's how awesome this game is. It's so much fun. We had a blast. Everybody was smack talking in a great way, having fun. We were just it was a great time. Come on,
Mick, join on the bandwagon here.
It was
18XX.
awesome. I had it. No offense to Rebecca. And
I'm offended. I don't even know why.
No offense to Rebecca and her sickliness.
Oh.
It was the game of the con for me. It was my best gaming experience of the con.
Affronted.
You should be. You should have been there.
I should.
Anyway, so
I would have had to ditch school to go to this one.
It was so good. It played so well. We played it in, I want to say 3.5 hours with new players. 5 players with new players in about 3.5 hours, which is super fast. Got second place, but that's first loser. So one of the new guys.
No train for you.
It was funny because Tommy didn't know this. There was a guy and the. Well, let's move on from 18XX. But anyway, there's a guy in that game that played Indonesia with me the year before with Tommy as well, and he remembered that I bought his company out from under. He's like, aren't you the guy who bought my company from me? See, you guys remember that stuff. Just like we always get Paul nonsense. I didn't remember any of this stuff. And then Western Legends. So Western Legends, the person across, there's 2 people across from me. Not that guy, and not the person teaching the game, but the 2 people across from me. One of them was in my Dune game that I won in the second round the prior year. And he's like, aren't you the guy who like ended that Dune game?
They're all like,
I'm like, oh no. and then the guy across from me, the other guy, he was in my Battlestar Galactica game where we played with a big 3D Battlestar Galactica ship.
Oh my god. He was
in that game as well, and we won the game together. We were on the same team. I don't remember any of these people. I'm so bad. I have numbered dyslexia, and I have name aphasia, or whatever it's called.
No, I don't think that's what it's called. But yeah, aphasia? I got you.
Name aphasia?
Something like that. I don't know.
Anyway.
But yeah.
I'm horrible with names. I'm horrible, but it was funny because then we us 3 went and kind of chatted afterwards after the Western Legends game.
That's funny.
But nobody said anything about that guy. I really wanted to say something about that guy.
No one would ever guess.
If it was my game and that happened, I'd be like, you need to take a break from the game. Because every turn he was asking rules questions.
Oh my gosh,
every
crazy.
Turn. Anyway, that is all the games we played.
Dude, maybe the smaller numbers worked out in your favor this year though, because then you knew like everybody at 18 Cheesecake. You know, I'm just saying, like you knew all these people in these games.
I know. I know. Tommy, you missed out if you were at Board Game Geek Con because they played, was it 1817, the epic like 12-hour 18XX game.
Oh my gosh. That would have been perfect for you, Tommy. That was something that they were doing that we didn't get to go do, which we wouldn't have had the stamina for this year anyways. Like, had those mega games going, though.
They did have some mega games.
They did have mega games going at BGG Con, and that looked cool because they had a big giant room and they were bustling. You could see they were doing all their mini games. I don't know how many of you have played like a mega game. Have you ever experienced that? Because it's interesting. Like, they're really long, but you're like involved kind of on teams, and you go off and do your own thing and come back to the team and like do stuff, and like it was a really cool experience. I don't know if they're all structured kind of the same way.
It's an actual company that runs those.
Oh, okay.
You can actually they run them outside the convention. They actually it's
gosh.
Dallas Mega Games, I think is what it's called.
Dude, do they do birthdays?
I'm sure it's crazy expensive.
I'm sure.
Probably.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be a riot, though? We just have like a big, huge mega game. So,
all right.
Good times.
That's everything we played.
That was a lot of things.
Where'd my paper go?
I don't know. You were flinging stuff around. You're like
the Western Legends and 18XX. All right, that's it for tonight, folks. We have gone over our normal hour-ish. We go over all the time.
BGG.
So there was obviously no top 100 for Rebecca today because reasons. We're going to try our darndest to get one out Thursday and catch up next week and give you a 3 for next week instead of a 2 for.
We're trying.
We're going to try. We're trying.
Next week is Vacation. Yeah. So this is a free time.
All right. So that's it. 1 week from tonight, we're going to do a top 10.
1 week, 7 days.
Don't know what we're going to do for our top 10 yet.
Ooh, we're going to have a little poll. Perchance.
We might do a poll. We might do a poll in the thing, and the stuff, and the things, and I'll have you guys vote on it. So if you who is it? I think Neutral. Maybe it's Neutral that has a thread going with top 10 suggestions. So if you have any top 10 suggestions, go out to our Board Game Geek Guild that's down in the description and go and give us suggestions, and I'll put a poll together, and you guys can vote on it. And
sounds fun.
And whichever wins the poll will be our top 10.
List, yes.
Our top 10 for next week.
Cameron says that next time you're in Nebraska, you have to play John Company with him. So I think you need to make up a reason to have a trip to Nebraska. Maybe, research. I don't know. But something. So then you can play some John Company. And yes, it was awesome. Underground. Good stuff. All sorts of game talk tonight. This was fun, guys. It's good to catch up with stuff you guys have been into and see what games y'all loved. And let's do this. Top 10 lists. Oh,
I could do that. I'll have a list of all the top 10s we've ever done.
That would be interesting. That actually might be interesting.
It'd probably be our experience ones. We used to do experiences pre-COVID.
Right.
We used to do top 10 experiences of the year.
Back when we used to go places. Ooh, 5 on the spot. They're trying to drag this out. 5 on the spot Weird Al songs. That would be actually kind of difficult.
She's a massive Weird Al fan. I'm a casual Weird Al fan.
Nessa's first concert was Weird Al, baby.
The answer is white and nerdy, and then the rest doesn't matter.
Really? Yes. All about the Pentiums?
No.
Oh, I like that one. Yeah. It's very outdated now.
How about what's the Yoda one? I like that one.
Which one? He's got a couple Star Wars ones.
YODA Yoda. Anyway. I can't sing. All right, folks, we're out of here. We'll see you 1 week from tonight for whatever top 10 you guys pick, I guess. Maybe.
Much love, all. Take care.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Click subscribe to join our wonderful viewer community.
Want to be notified when we upload a new video or go live? Click on the little bell below.